Hey, Hound Dogs, I'm David Hankins,
And I'm Paul Hankins.
And I'm Julia Cannon.
and welcome to On the Air with Power Squared. This week we're going to have Julia back as a special guest to talk about coloring of issue 19, Kamiitachi.
Yeah, Kamo Itachi.
And so let's go. What do you want to talk about?
All right, well, I guess just as a reminder, in case you haven't been following along, the issue is based. The issue has Marty and Eli fighting three Kamo Itachi, or I guess wind weasels.
Kamiitachi sounds better than Wind Weasel, but
well, I probably butchered the
They're
translation.
being harassed
but,
by three little weasel gremlins.
yeah. And I mentioned before it was kind of inspired by the Yosenju archetype in Yu-Gi-Oh, which more specifically the cards I'm holding up right now, Yosenju Kama 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
And that archetype ability is based on the lore of the Kama Itachi, where they quickly summon themselves and then they retreat back to the hand, or I guess they go back on the wind.
Okay. So, did you have any big challenges coloring this? Was there anything different about this than all the other issues you've colored that no one has seen yet? But
I think for the most part, like I would say effect-wise, like a little bit, because like for the most part, like I've been seeing a lot of like onomatopoeia words and this like action scenes, right? And this one, as actiony as it, like I feel like this scene has been a lot more actiony than like the past volumes I've been working on with you guys. But on top of that, like I feel like this one is like a more different type of action. Like as in like the prior volumes, it's more of like punch, kick, like violence, all that stuff. This one's more of like you're being hit, but like you don't know what it is, and then you have to try to convey that.
Yeah.
So I think one of the things I did differently for this one is I actually played around with the line art a lot more than what I usually do, because I know in the past volumes, whenever there's like you actually have to color in the line art, it's mainly for the boys, like when they're using their powers, or like if Mocha's using her power, or like that kind of stuff. That will be the only time I would like mess with the line art. So this time it was like, if not a challenge, it's like it was more. Yeah, it was like a bit more of a challenge to do this one, because like on top of doing the effects for the boys, I actually decided to play around with the wind a bit instead of just putting a simple like light blue like color just to indicate, hey, this is an effect, it's different from everything else. I decided to actually like put line art on the wind itself just to like pop it out from everything else around.
Yeah.
So it's not just like a bunch of like black lines all together. So like when you see like when Marty and Eli's friends is toppling over nothing, it doesn't just look like,
Yeah.
like one big mesh of
should we look at a page like that?
Yeah, but right before we do that,
Okay.
I guess as I'm figuring that out, I wanted to bring up. I actually did think about more of the action with the issue, because I was thinking about how we in Power Squared there's a lot of like talking, and so I wanted to emphasize the action more in this issue because it would feel different, and for the way I tried to depict the action and the writing, I also took some influence from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Okay. So, the page she was talking about.
Yeah.
Thought you were looking for the page,
That's
but
what
it
I
is
thought we
me
were
and
doing.
Theo.
Which page?
She said when the friend falls
Oh,
over.
like that's a.
Yeah.
Right there?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay. So we found it.
Yeah.
So you said you messed around with the line art. I've never. What exactly does that mean?
Yeah. So if you could zoom into say panel 2 or panel 3, whichever one. You notice how the line art for the wind is like a darker blue than say everything else around. So that's what I meant. So what I did, so like yeah, like I would say that one was a bit more of a challenge, because like not only was I just messing with one like person, I also had to play around with a lot of like the wind going whoosh, like in other like pages with the action scenes where I just wanted to target the line art for that. But then in order to do that, I had to color in sometimes parts of the other stuff, and then I would have to go back and like erase. Like say I had to color in like there's a piece of wind that's close to the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I would have to color in the tree a bit and then erase it like a little bit just to make it look clean.
Okay.
But I'd say it was really worth it.
Yeah. No. Okay. That's kind of the detail that people don't necessarily notice. So instead of whoosh, it goes whoosh, doesn't it? I mean, there's a
Whoosh,
F-
whoosh.
there's an F.
Wind noises.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was so that's something you haven't really, besides the boys' powers, you really don't mess with the, I guess I'll say, the outline too much.
Yeah, I think as like when I first started, I didn't want to like fully like jump away from like what the past people have done. But I think like after doing like a few volumes, I'm learning how to do like at least a few things like a bit like out of my comfort zone, or just like a little bit like to show like I'm doing some a little bit like more of my way instead of full on like sticking to like
Yeah.
the
No.
manual.
You have the right to make it your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to. We again don't want the excuse to be, well, that's how they did it before. So that's good. Okay. So, is there any other example where you've changed something, or proud of something you've done, or unique, or
Um, like not that I can think of at the top of my head, to be honest. Like I'm just more like I'm like more proud like just me like being able like to at least like do this much over like not just this volume, like being like if like the best thing I can say like is like having like the privilege like to work with you guys, like I would say like this is like my first ever like I guess collaborative group. Like I've worked with people like one on one, but I think this is like my first ever collaborative group where I've like helped along with the process instead of just like
no?
Yeah.
dang. Like how do I explain it?
Yeah. How do you explain it?
How do I explain it being awesome like collaborating with people? uh like I think it's more of nice like to not always like work on my stuff, if that makes any sense. Like sometimes when I work on Power Square, it's like a good like breath of fresh air, like oh I'm coloring something or I'm working on something, like just to get out of my own little headspace of oh I worked on this and I have to finish it from A to Z. As in with you guys, I basically it's like B to like C or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like it's a good change of pace, and it's been really nice looking at the process of everything, like, and it's like personally it's been really like interesting because like I've never been like a part of like looking at what's been going on behind the scenes, like how like the comic pages like set, because like I've seen through the Discord like sometimes you guys like Rachel will ask questions saying like hey do you want it like this or like this, and it's also nice seeing like her sketch process and like going from the sketches to the line work as well. It's like really cool.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if you want to see more of that, I guess she doesn't put it in the Dropbox. She just emails it to us, and so it doesn't necessarily make it in there until she's done.
Yeah. Like I mean, like she doesn't have to. Like it's obviously her stuff, so she can do whatever you want with it. But it's like it's always like nice to see like the process, because like the way like some of the content I like is seeing the behind the scenes. Like how when you watch a movie and then you listen to like the director's commentary or something like that because
Yeah.
you want to see. So like with this one, it's more of it's nice like seeing it like how it's being done. Like how do I explain it? Like how like seeing it like on the spot instead of them explaining like oh we had to do this and this. Like you're actually seeing it like happen at that second when she's asking a question or
Yeah.
or
Right.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
doing
seeing it in
something
real
or and
time.
I'm
Yeah.
so it's like pretty cool.
Hopefully, she hasn't asked a question today because I haven't been looking at it. Oops.
Well, let's know.
But yeah, no, it is interesting. We do encourage questions. If something doesn't make sense, we're asking you to do something that you don't understand. We always want you to ask. So there's a lot of there's a lot of blood in this issue. We don't usually have. Is that yeah, different for you or?
I mean, like a little bit. Like I've done like some injured stuff, like a little bit here and there. But I think this is the first time I've done like full, like, oh, someone's bleeding, even if it's like I'm not gonna say a small gash, because let's face it, what these kids went through, they're not gashes. They're not like small gashes, but like, yeah, like it's a bit different, like compared to like how, like, I guess injuries have been like portrayed, like from me working with you guys. So it wasn't really that, like, I guess it didn't take me aback, if that makes any sense. But
Yeah.
it's like it's a good change of pace.
Oh.
It's not like I'm doing the same thing. It's not like I'm coloring the same thing, or I am, but there's like a bit of a rendition to it this time, and it's
Right.
Yeah.
yeah. Like I'm not gonna like. I mean, I guess that's like a poetic way of saying like it was fun drawing these kids suffer via bleeding.
As long as you're having a good time. They're not complaining. So.
It's like I guess you Steve fall. Dumb. No.
Let's look at the cover,
All right.
since that's kind of a. Whoops. This was a darker cover than we normally do.
Oh.
I think, really. I mean,
Darker coloration or something.
well, it's also more ominous, and
Yeah.
it is a yes. It's. I know we've had a lot of very, I'll say, black covers with just a couple of characters on it, but this seems more detailed and.
I think it's because the little weasels are more of like a shadowy thing. It's a bit more like, I guess the word is like a bit unnerving. So I guess, and with me adding gradients and stuff, it just made it not worse, but maybe more scary than I anticipated.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like when I was like looking through the script and I was looking through the pages, I'm just like, okay, I think this would be like a pretty good rendition of like what we've been like facing for the entirety of the issue. And then like at the end of the day, it was just like these little things just going like, yeah, we did it, we had to do it, I'm sorry. But like throughout the entire volume, it's like you think it's like these things literally think they're like, you think is these things trying to kill you, but in reality it's like, yeah.
Yeah. I think the cover also fits with the suspense sort of angle I was going for.
Yeah, no, I have nothing wrong with the cover. I was just.
Yeah. I was just saying the coloring helps bring that up.
Like it's different from like how the other issues have been portrayed, kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's more to it, I guess. Part of it,
Yeah.
and I think some of that kind of grew out from the graphic novel, doing a new cover for that.
Yeah.
Sort of we could actually up the game a little bit and have the covers be more, meaty, I guess.
Yeah.
So, all right, I like the cover, so it's gonna be
Yay.
everything's well done, I guess.
Yes.
So there's really nothing else to talk about with the cover. Okay, well. So, I don't know where we are with 20 as far as. I mean, I guess that'd be the next thing to roll into.
Right.
So I'm not sure if that's off the top of my head. I'm not sure where that is as far as being ready to actually start coloring. I assume there's pages, but so do you have a favorite issue that you've colored so far?
That's actually a good question.
Should I stop sharing the screen?
You can't stop sharing the screen.
Oh, that is a good question, because like sorry, like just to retract, like something I've worked, like one of the issues I've worked on, or like in a general standpoint.
Well, I don't really care about other people's work you've done.
I mean in terms of like your guys' issues.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I would say like I think this is, because we're talking about it, issue 19, solely just because like I'm like a sucker for like little animals, so when I was like seeing like, oh, like these things are the ones that's causing you damage and like they kind of look cute.
Yeah.
So like when I was coloring them in and seeing their expressions, like, oh, this is actually adorable. Like I'll give you a pass for ruining their shins. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, she did draw them very cute. I'll say
Yeah.
that.
Especially like with one of them going like, "Ree!" and I'm just like, okay, I like these guys.
Yeah, we and then I guess we gave them kind of distinctive coloring as far as the little wardrobes they're wearing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is good. I think that's kind of a little TMNT.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think if I would say like one of the second things, if not hard, it was just like making sure that each one of them was like make sure their distinctions were on the right one, because I remember sometimes when I would go over it, like I would have to recolor them again because I'm like, oh shoot, it's this one, not this one. It's the green one, not the blue one. Dang it.
Now, are they colored like that on these cards
uh,
that you keep holding up?
yeah. At least the way they were colored with the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Comma 1 has a dark blue, comma 2 has a light blue, and comma 3 has a green.
Nice.
Sort of with red.
Yeah,
Blue.
and of course they're also dressed a little differerently and have different hairstyles and stuff.
Well, we're not trying to steal the copyright of somebody
No.
else. So yes, you have to change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Do they do basically the same functions that they do in the cards?
Yeah, there are versions of the Kametachi story where it's like just one of them, which I guess the Yu-Gi-Oh card Whirlwind Weasel is closer to, but this is where it's divided into 3. So like comma 1, the weapon is meant for like knocking people down. And then comma 2 has a sword to like cut people. And then comma 3 heals, although it also has a short sword.
So comma 2 is the one committing the violence.
Yes. But it's the idea is sort of based around like, you know, when you fall down and you like you fall down and you cut yourself.
Scrape.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you scrape yourself. That's sort of the whole thing. But I tried to make that more actiony.
I feel like with that explanation, it was like these guys like looked at one episode of like say true crime, and then they look at the dramatizations and they said, okay, this is how you commit an accident. I'm sorry, I just thought of that. I'm just like, did they just watch like one episode of true crime and that, okay, yeah, this is how accidents happen for cuts. Totally viable.
Well, I think it works pretty well.
Yeah.
The whole thing. So I'm looking forward to that coming out in the next decade or so.
I mean, like, how many times has their friends lost memories because of XYZ reasons in the series? Like, this is fine.
Yeah. Well, they don't know what happened to them.
Yeah.
You know, that's not, they don't have a memory to lose. They just don't know
like-
why they were falling down.
Yeah.
We try not to wipe out memories too many times.
Yeah.
I think
It's fine. Just one more wonder. No, I'm kidding.
I've only done it twice. Really?
Yeah.
Or maybe, no, I guess more than that. Just a couple times, 3 times. But it's
This,
not like every,
this is what happens when you work like 6 or 7 issues.
yeah, we're not. Yeah.
Like at the point Moga's like, I can't keep on erasing the memories every time you boys get in trouble. It's like, sure you can.
Well, actually, that's kind of it would be part of an idea for a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can't keep doing this.
It's like, do you know how much brain damage will happen if I keep doing this?
As long as it's not me, I don't care. No.
Like, do you want your friends to get dementia in their 20s?
They grade on a curve. That's great.
Oh no!
So if they lose a little something, great. No.
Anyway.
Yeah, we digress into something different. Okay.
Cool.
Anything else you want to talk about in relationship to issue 19? And part of this was just as a reminder for anybody watching that has gotten this far that we've been doing this with the artwork, we want to do it with the coloring, and we also want to have Trevor on talk about lettering,
Yeah.
sort of as a progression of an issue, sort of, you know, all the way through the steps. And we decided to do it with issue 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll edit all this together when issue 19 comes out.
We'll try.
Yeah. It's going to be a while. Well, we want to get past the Kickstarter in February. Announce that here. And then put out 13 after that. So that'd be the first issue you colored.
Hey.
Yeah, no, we're talking about 19. Really slow about getting issues out the door. But part of it is there's no way of promoting them really.
Yeah.
Can't really, you know, do a signing or anything.
Darn you, Omicron.
I'm really kind of pleased that we were able to sneak the one we did in.
Right?
Yeah. Kind of between pandemic outbreaks.
Yeah.
Kind of snuck one in. But maybe we'll do one for 13.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see what happens.
Right. Yeah. The year has just started.
So is that about it?
I think that's about it.
All right. Well, if you are watching this on YouTube and you like what you saw, leave a like if you like it. Subscribe if you want to see more, and consider ringing that bell to see when these go up.
We appreciate you taking the time at the end of your busy day to appear on the show, Julia.
Yeah, no problem.
And we look forward to talking more. I guess we'll see you next month for sure.
Make sure we're all still alive.
Well, you know, sort of, what do they call it? A safety check or something where you go and make sure someone's still alive.
A wellness check.
Wellness check. We'll do a wellness
There we
check.
go.
All right. So until next time, I'm David Hankins.
I'm Paul Hankins.
And I'm Julia Canon.
And you've been on the air with Power Squared.
Bye.